So let's dive in. I have Kristi Buckel over here and then Seth Mitchell over on here. I'm just, can't say right or left. Hi guys, how you doing? I want to introduce you guys. Kristi Buckel. She's a horror writer, speculative fiction, impossible things, and she's also a counselor who writes about counseling and in the counseling sessions, and she writes about zombie zoo animals and more. And she has a wonderful aspect on her Substack called Library of Kris. It's very well done. I want to tell you that. It's very easy to navigate. And recently, she and her husband, Josh, took in a rescue dog after having to say goodbye to their other four-legged family members. So, yeah, we are all about the animals in Seth, too. So, anyway, welcome, Kristi. And there's one. Who's this?
This is Sapphire. She is my office cat.
Oh, really? That's so sweet. Yeah. I think we all have to have our little animals. I can't have animals. My husband's allergic. So, I'll have to have my little statues and memes. But anyway, all right. And writer number 2, we have Seth Mitchell. He writes serial fantasy, steampunk vibe with monsters. He built a world over time, he says, where everyone will fit in, which I think is absolutely amazing and true to who Seth really is. He also live streams gaming online here with Substack, but I let him talk more about it, but he also runs a Pathfinder 2E campaign set in the same world. And he also has a cat named Snowy who cheers him on as much as I love Snowy. Snowy's my cat. I'm just going to say that every time I see Snowy, I'm like, there's my cat. And so Snowy cheers Seth on as much as Seth uplifts us on Substack. I'm just so excited. Sorry, you guys, I'm a little tongue-tied because I've known these two for quite a while now, and everybody who's jumping on is all a part of that. Not all, but many of them I'm seeing here, and we got some great new people. So, hey, let's see. Welcome, you guys, and let's see who's here. I'm gonna say hi to the people you know.
Let's see.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody. I see the Theros Archives.
Elf.
Hi, Dr. Jinx and B.
I see Elf.
Neil Frederick. Go ahead. You guys go ahead.
I see Lotharis. I see Black. I think I know Black and Elf.
Blake Dalton's my buddy. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. You guys are great. You guys are great. Thank you so much for coming in here. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out which one to start with. This is my first time doing the 3 people. I want to say really quickly before I get into the interview that I'm calling it Stories with Heal with Linda Castor now because I just did a random search on Substack, and I want to honor there's 2 people, at least 2, who also have the name Stories That Heal as their actual Substack. So this is my way to say, okay, I want to individualize mine a little more so that I respect them. So I just want to throw that out there, guys. All right, Kristi. Counselor extraordinaire. Tell us about yourself. I'm a retired counselor as well. What does your life look like when you're not writing and you're counseling, et cetera?
So I do a lot of kids. I have a lot of teenagers and kids that I work with that are at risk of being removed from the home. Due to behaviors and stuff like that. So something about the pink hair really gets the kids going and talking to me. And I don't know if I just have a vibe or what, but I really enjoy working with kids and teenagers. And I'm looking to do more of that.
That's great. You're cool. What's this thing about your driving so far, though, to go?
So I actually have a job interview on Tuesday to try to not do that, but I work about an hour away from home.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that'll make it a lot easier for you for sure. Yeah. Yeah. And of course that's crept into your, I should say, your writing. So you have, why don't you tell us a little bit more about some of your work and especially the zombie ones, but first let's talk about the counseling one.
So I do a serial called Cryptid Counseling, and it was one of those kind of lightning moments of who do I really want to counsel? And I realized that my entire writing career is based off of what if and who are you. And I really thought it would be interesting to highlight, beings and entities that are misunderstood and really connect them to problems that, people don't see very often. And like and there's Snowy. I have, yes, there's a cat. I think Jonathan the Djinn was really the big one that people really connected with. And I just did a unicorn with gifted child problems. Nice. So people are really connecting with that one too, because I think all of us on Substack have the gifted child syndrome.
And you also do the zombie animals. That's very unique. I don't know of anybody else on Substack who does that. It's very fun. You tell me about one of your favorites?
Yeah. My first novel that I ever published was After Dark. And it is about kind of the devolving of animals into a zombie zoo. And I didn't want to be done with that world. And people started challenging me. Like, I just did manatees. Like, who thinks manatees are scary? Seth is sad at me.
You made it happen.
They're so cute. They're adorable.
But I've done horses. I've done manatees. I think the next one, I did a moose that broke into somebody's house. Like,
moose are scary.
Yeah, moose are scary.
They can be.
So I'm trying to do every animal I can think of that wasn't in the book.
Okay, that's cool. I will say, I mean, you have so much in the library of Kris, and I will say my favorite chapter my favorite is chapter 2 of Darkness. Dignity Starts with Pants, and you were recently featured on Write Club, of course. So that's where I first saw it and read it. And I just loved it. I'll let you tell people about it because I don't want to do any spoilers. Go ahead.
Sure. I think I'm on chapter 5 or 6 now. It's a novel that I've been working on for a long time. It was one of those things buried in my Google Drive that I found like 10 years later that I was like, oh, this actually doesn't suck. And it's about 2 sisters named Natalie and Alexi. And Alexi, unfortunately, has terminal cancer, and she is kidnapped by some cannibal fae. And Natalie has to find a way to rescue her and get her back before the worst happens.
Yeah, and in the particular episode that I read, she's chained to a bed, and this vampire comes to take her away, and take her life. And the way you describe it and the way it's written is just stellar. So you guys, if you haven't read it, go to chapter 2 of Darkness. Dignity Starts with Pants. And that's sometimes we can start in the middle of somebody's work and go, whoa, wow, I want to go back to that from the beginning. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Seth.
Hi.
How are you, buddy? Hey, first of all, you say aloha, I'm Seth. Do you live in Hawaii?
No, I just like the terminology. I just like the culture and everything.
Yeah, you write about the culture. I noticed that. Yeah, I just was curious. I was going to say, well, can I just buy a plane ticket and come visit you if you do live in Hawaii? That would be great. Come visit you then. No. But yeah, either way. But yeah.
Pacific Northwest.
It's what?
Pacific Northwest.
You're in the Pacific Northwest. How about you, Christy?
I'm in the middle of nowhere in Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately.
There's some Louisiana folks here in the chat.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm Seth, before I let you talk about all the other stuff you do, because honestly, I've already shared with you, I would rather you describe what you do because it is so beyond my knowledge base. And so I'll let you talk. But I want to tell you my favorite chapter so far is chapter 1 of your Misty Mon saga, Grave Secrets. Did I say that right, Seth? Okay.
Yep.
The Zoe character gives me the Wednesday vibes, first of all. Love that one.
Zoe is interesting.
Oh, I love Zoe. I want to be like, she's cool. Like, a part of me was like, I want to be cool like her, but then I stopped myself because that's not where we want to go. But it's really fun to know a character like that. I'm like, ooh, how do I act around this character? And so there
is a very good reason for why she is the way she is.
Yes, you allude to that actually in the first in chapter 1 very well, without telling us what it's all about. But you allow the reader to go, yeah, click, click, click. I think I get why she is the way she is, and I don't blame her for being a snot, you know.
Yeah.
So that's really, I mean, I would rather you just go ahead and tell everybody about yourself and what you are doing on Substack.
So I write Grave Secrets, which is just book 1 of the Spirit Investigator saga. And I envision Mr. Saga is this is just one series. It's going to be going on, and it's going to be more of like a generational kind of thing. The next series after this is going to be following Kyrene's son. Kyrene herself is a psychic teenage girl, and we, through discussing with Kris, who's also my editor, we discovered that she's also autistic. And I loved that, and I really wanted to really pursue that as part of her character and really make it part of who she is.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
And Zoe is the way she is.
I have an autistic grandson, and I love the fact that he's in our family because it forces us to go to his world, and we do, and it's a delight. He's and he's the sweetest kid on the planet. I swear, just the way he is so precious.
Mm-hmm. So. I know a few autistic people.
Yeah. I know more and more. Go ahead, Christy. Sorry,
no, I was just volunteering that I actually am autistic. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is, it's all about acceptance. And I love these stories that create that kind of atmosphere for all of us. And for people who don't understand, it's wonderful to get that insight because we don't know what it's like for you, so I think that's wonderful. So, well, we got 15 people here. I'm so excited. We were going to talk about a few things. So, and if you guys think of any more to say about your Substacks, you can chime in. But we were going to talk about imposter syndrome. So yesterday morning, I just on a whim decided to write an article about it, and it's been out and getting quite a lot of traction, which I'm pleased about. I just had fun with it because I was so frustrated earlier in the week about a few things, and we all go through it. And I'd like to kind of hear you guys' take on when you feel imposter syndrome, and if anybody in the chat wants to talk about it or has a question, we can talk about it. Go ahead, either one of you.
I would say Kris kind of has often talked about it to me.
Yeah. Me and Seth frequently are like, hey, look how many subs I have. It's doing well. And then I mistakenly set up the thing where it emails you when you lose a sub. Apparently that's a thing. I didn't know that until I started getting these emails, and I was like, oh my God, people hate me. And Seth talked me off from the ledge, and he actually had a really good analogy about, the way that we can look at our Substack, about how it's like we're mining diamonds, and our audience are the people that, are the diamonds in the rough, so to speak.
I love that.
And I mean, I've always had imposter syndrome. I don't know about Seth, but like I've never had a whole lot of self-esteem about my writing, but I think through my friends and through the people that I've met on Substack, it's getting better. But it's a hard road to hoe.
Yeah, and so my article that I wrote was about, hey, let's tackle it when it happens. Let's not moan in our soup and ponder our belly button for a whole day. Let's take the bull by the horns and let's figure this out. And so that's why I wrote it. And it's funny, after I wrote it, I got one unsub, and I laughed so hard. Thought it was so funny because I also get the email thing, and I thought, this is perfect. This is so perfect. It's like something's testing me up there. I'm like, I got it. I'm not upset about it. It was so funny. But I also thought after I wrote the article that it's something that I welcome. When I start feeling that way, I welcome that. I'll tell you why, because it forces me to dig deeper. It doesn't mean I think I'm bad. It forces me to dig deeper. What else you got? And that's the invitation I would offer to anybody who's listening. I think that's the way to go. Thoughts? Anybody in the chat? You guys are quiet in the chat. What's up? You guys cooking your lunch or something?
Well, it's
I know it's an awkward time, guys, but you can chime in.
I'm pleased that we have this many, because it is kind of a weird time. I don't usually do these on weekends, but I wanted to accommodate some work hours here. So hello, BA, saying hello.
I'm being chewed on.
Okay. So no more about imposter syndrome. That's good. We can move on to the next one.
I've never really felt it myself, but I try to do my best to uplift Kris when she's feeling it.
So I got to ask you something, Seth. So everybody needs to know we are in the Discord together. So chat, that is. And so Seth is, I don't know, I wouldn't say you're obsessive, but you're always talking about numbers. And sometimes I have to tune out, because if I'm in that mode, I'm like, I don't want to look at that, But so what you're telling us is you can talk about the numbers all damn day and it's not going to bother you?
I try not to let it bother me. I try. Sometimes I fail.
Well, yeah. And so I don't know. I protect myself if I'm feeling somewhat vulnerable. So I probably won't look at the chat or whatever, or I'll just tune out and do something else. Or I will do the thing I just suggested. Go, okay, well, you're kind of there. What do you need to take care of? What do you need to do?
I make Seth check my numbers.
Okay. So there you go. That's really funny.
I get a check from her profile page.
How can you not?
That could be wrong.
How can you not check numbers when you turn on when you look at your profile? It says, I guess you don't look at the number. So
I look at the dashboard. The dashboard is what's correct. The profile is often wrong, and it's not always updated. It updates weirdly compared to the dashboard. The dashboard is always up to date, whereas the profile number, it lags behind.
I gotta say, E.L. Frederick says, something like, "Don't talk." Well, imposter might as well be my middle name. crippling imposter syndrome. That's really funny. Yeah, we're in Letharis Archives. Our Nadine, she's like, "Don't talk about the numbers." I agree. What numbers? I love that, BA. Okay, I think we've beat that one to death. We don't need to belabor it, because it's something that honestly I think we can all handle as we support one another, which is another intervention that I mentioned. Okay, horror writing. Anybody want to jump in about horror writing? Okay, go Christy. I know, go Kris.
So I do a whole bunch of different kinds of horror writing. Lately, I've been doing a lot of image prompts from John Watson. Actually, he does a weekly image prompt, and I'm pretty sure the piece I posted last week, 1157, was from John Watson's image prompt. I did one that posted this morning about a hotel in hell. Actually, and what it would be like to be the janitor in hell. And so that was pretty fun. And I do zombies, of course, but I've also been doing weird little field notes. Some of them are horror, some of them are not. Some of them just kind of have the horror vibe. And I mean, my entire reason behind writing horror is because I want to know how people react to the worst thing that happens. I mean, I don't know if that's because I have a very expensive degree in psychology, but I think it has to do with, I need to know how people deal with just the worst thing that could possibly happen to you. What are you going to do?
Mm-hmm. Kidnapped. And you can't do anything, somebody's and the visceral feeling of being kidnapped, for example, somebody has control over you now, and those, I do that sometimes. Go, well, how would I feel like if this happened? And then I'm like, oh, don't. What if you manifest? What if that manifests? You don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's and of course, coming from the psychology background, the scariest things on the planet are what people do to each other. my opinion.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's truly the scary, because it's so real, of course. And yeah, but what would you do? That's what's fun. What would you do? And it's fun to be the writer, to go, okay, here's what I would do, and would that
Yeah.
work? And so, yeah, I think, I don't know. Anybody in the chat love to write those kind of scenes where, you know, you're pretending you're the character, I would imagine. And so how would I get out of this? And yeah, I know some people on here definitely do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually wrote an at-home amputation asking what would I do.
Oh, wow.
Not well. Not
Yeah.
well. I would not do well.
Yeah. No. So those are kind of, you know, disturbing, obviously. So anything else about horror writing that you enjoy, and why did you pick horror writing out of all the kind of genres?
I think it picked me. I honestly spent most of my life really believing I was going to be a fantasy writer. And then all of a sudden I'm like, what about a zombie zoo? And it just kind of went downhill from there.
Don't you love it when the ideas just come and you're like, this is great?
Where did this come from? Why am I writing about a zombie zoo? Like,
and it
just
still gives
came.
me Jurassic Park vibes.
And don't question it, just do it.
I haven't even read it. It still gives me Jurassic Park vibes.
Oh, yeah, I make Seth read my my vignettes. Yeah. He's like, where did this come? Why are you doing this to me?
That's great. All right, Seth, why don't you tell us more about world building?
I do interweave some horror elements into the main Spirit Investigator saga. Not really an extra, but in the main Spirit Investigator saga, there are some horror elements with the necrospirits, which I based off of demonic spirits in our world, off of the reports of demonic spirits of our world. So that does kind of interweave in there sometimes, very often actually, and it's actually getting pretty heavy. Huh?
The chick I can't pronounce. She's horror.
Yarlathotep, yeah.
Thank you.
If you guys don't know, these two are best friends.
Yeah.
And I guess
I was trying not to mention that because she doesn't show up until much later, Kris. But she is in there, yeah.
Well, I will say your grave secrets, the one that the chapter 1 starts off being at a gravesite, and one of the characters can see ghosts and see spirits, apparitions, yeah. And they talk, and he and Zoe talk about that, and I think Kyrene, yeah, thank you. Yeah. Sorry, she. So it's fun to get in. I mean, I feel like I was watching a movie. It was so well written. I appreciate that. So yeah. Okay,
I've gotten that feedback before. That's a kind of cinematic writing. I've never imagined it that way, but
yeah. I've never heard cinematic writing before, but like, I hate to admit this, but I did more watching of movies than I did reading it growing up as a kid. So after I take a break here in September, I'm going to be reading a lot more because I do want to hone that craft and that skill. So yeah, going to catch up with y'all. But okay, Seth, tell us more about your world building, because that fascinates me a bit. And I know there's some world builders on here. I saw them earlier. Where are you? There's. Go ahead.
Yeah, I started working on it way back when I was like 10 years old or something. And that I'm 40 now, so like 30 years. So it kind of grew out of a collection of projects that I worked on between the ages of 10 to 20 and maybe even up to 25 or so. It kind of grew out of a vast collection of projects. One was a sci-fi project, one was a fantasy project. Actually, two were fantasy projects. And it eventually, over time, all those projects kind of coalesced into one monstrosity.
Wow.
And yeah, 3,000 monsters. That's my counting. I lost count a long time ago, if I'm being honest. the real core of the world is that you can imprint or create a soul bond with creatures. And that actually is something that is touched upon in Grave Secrets, particularly in the chapter that Kris just edited, or we're still working on that. I know I still need to go through her notes. That actually comes up in there because Kyrene, as a scion, can't actually imprint, but mundane people and beaches can imprint, but she can't. There's a theory that it could be because she is more deeply connected with the spirit world. But Fleur found a loophole. Fleur is a character who shows up around chapter 5, I think. She found a loophole. And Kris it just edited that scene. She found a loophole, and Kris had some things to
give
say.
Too much away.
Yeah, Kris had some things to say, and
Kris usually has some things to say.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. And I respect her for it, and that's exactly why I love working with her so much. And yeah,
he really has an amazing world that he built. Like there's so much to it that it's just the word excessive is not what I'm looking for, but it is huge. It is a universe. Yeah. And it's really cool.
Her ChatGPT said he doesn't have lore, he has infrastructure.
Interesting. Yeah. I respect that. I mean, that's not my wheelhouse at all. At least it's not now. Go ahead.
There is a comical scene that involves an imprinted Dragron that is in a currently released chapter. That's got a lot of feedback. A lot of people loved that scene. Loved the interaction there, especially between Kyrene and Zoe, especially how Kyrene was just poking fun at Zoe's inability to dismiss her Dragron. And the fact that we now have this Komodo dragon-sized creature in the living room.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
that? Just chilling in the living
room. Just chilling there. And that was really fun to write. The interactions between them, I have a lot of fun with it because the way I approached that dynamic between Kyrene and Zoe is I actually have a sister. So I go off of based on what I know from my own dynamic with my own sister. And it is kind of sort of the same thing.
That's really cool. Yeah, and that comes back to really the theme of this podcast is stories that heal. I mean, we write what works for us and what we need to express to release or magnify. So, yeah. What would you say? I mean, it's kind of all of the above, I would think, for all of us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on the situation. Yeah.
I don't know how horror is healing for me, but maybe that's just my weirdly messed up brain.
It's an expression.
I mean, it's an expression. I'm expressing something.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm building a world with relatable characters.
Yeah, I mean, he's
I
got
really
a lot
hope
of
that
LGBTQ
comes through with Kyrene.
I think so. I can already relate to them. Absolutely. That's great. I mean, just that first chapter is great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is not really speeding by. It's only like 12:30, but I guess what I'd like to offer is anybody in the chat have any questions for these two authors who write different kinds of, stuff.
It's all kind of speculative fiction on
Yeah.
between sci-fi, fantasy, and horror. It's all speculative fiction.
And
Yeah,
I
of
think
course.
the definition of speculative fiction has become so broad that
Yeah.
most people fall into that category now. And I think that's really cool that we can all get under the same umbrella and, you know, talk to each other about these vastly different worlds that make sense. And I'm being chewed on again.
Cats are cats.
Seth, you had mentioned steampunk in your bio. What can you expound on that, please?
So it's not really steampunk as people imagine it to be, because steam's not involved. It's actually the technology is powered by the magical energy that flows throughout everything in the world called Mystia. So it's kind of magic punk in a sort, but
Magic punk, I like that.
But steampunk is what people think of.
We've got some questions.
Yeah, we sure do. B.A. Ricker says, what do you guys start with first, the idea or the characters when writing?
I started with the idea, obviously. I started with the world, obviously, and then the characters fell into place. Kris, how about you?
I think it really it depends on what it is that I'm writing. Like a lot of times, like with the vignettes, you know, the animal comes first. But with like After Dark, the main character Lens, her name is Eleanor Rigby, and yes, she hates it, and yes, her parents were fans. I think she came first because she was the person that figured it out. She was the one that figured out what was going on and why everybody was turning into zombies and why there are these zombie tigers like walking through chain link fences and stuff like that. So I think most of the time I start with an idea, but the character is so intertwined with the idea that it's kind of at the same time.
Nice. Jeff Iverson asks, are you both pure human when writers, or do you use any AI tools as a part of your craft? And if so, how?
I will use AI for purely research and stuff like that, but I do all my own writing, and I pass it off to my human editor here, Kris.
Okay.
The only things that I use AI for are image generation because I have zero money and zero talent. And nobody's going to draw a zombie manatee. Figured that one out. Nobody's going to draw a zombie manatee. But I do really. But I do like organize my ideas. Like, you know, this is my idea for. I write an entire like arc of what I want to happen in the story, and I just keep that like in docs and stuff like that. And I mean, I'll do research, like Seth said. Like, I think my weirdest AI request was, what could I legitimately put on a 40-pound dog to serve as armor?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
So that one I needed a little help with because it had to be stuff she could find around the house. So I needed a little help with that because just the logistics. I'm crafty, but I'm not that crafty.
Wow.
I could probably knit her booties, but I don't think that would help in the zombie apocalypse.
I like Jeff's question because you know, I'm starting to, I use AI to generate images for my stories. So I do now give it credit, which AI I use.
Yes.
And you know, just always on this learning curve about that part of it. But yeah, I definitely enjoy human 100% generated because my brain learned a long time ago how to do that. Didn't have AI back when I was y'all's age. So I got this neurosynaptic connection going that says, I got this. So I have a lot of confidence, if you will, even though I don't have years and years and years of experience of writing every day and things like that. So I'm catching up.
The cover images that I use for Grave Secrets and Spirit Investigator Extra, I made in Canva. Those are not the final covers that I will use when I publish either one.
Yeah. And I was talking with one of the authors that I'll be interviewing next, she was saying that if you make it in Canva, then it's somehow, I don't know, is that still considered AI? Because you're just using art tools to create something. So there's that question that
not
can throw
really.
out there.
Not really.
Yeah.
If I'm just using the assets, they're there.
Yeah. Yeah. There isn't, now I'm remembering the conversation. If there's a way you can generate an AI from the
There
thing,
is.
then that
in Canva,
clearly
but
is AI generated and not.
But I don't use that part.
Of course, and she doesn't either. So, and I wouldn't either. So I think she play around
I
with
can't
Canva.
figure out how to get Canva to work. It just always asks me for money, and I'm just like, Seth, fix it, because I can't do it. I don't know if I'm just technologically inept.
Yeah, you just have to find the elements and assets that don't have
You have expensive taste.
They
Yeah.
don't have a crown on them.
I want to give
the important thing.
I want to give a shout out to Latharis Archives. She's also Nadine, and she has a question. But before I ask her question, I'll be interviewing her on September 1st. Yay. And she's a German author, and we'll be showcasing her new novel. And I can't wait to hear about it, Nadine. But Nadine asks, Seth, when will you publish your first book? And she says, I don't mean the stories on Substack, those that already exist.
We're looking at so first of all, I am planning on taking a collection of episodes for Spirit Investigator Saga and packaging that into an anthology reader magnet that we're looking at publishing sometime in the fall once I have enough episodes, banked. Grave Secrets, we're looking at fall of next year.
Great. Wunderbar. Anything else I haven't asked you guys? Because we're coming up on, I wouldn't say we're coming up at the top of the hour, but we're coming up on kind of I don't see any more questions. And you guys have any other thoughts about your work that we didn't talk about that you want to express and say?
I think that it's important that authors get feedback, and I think that's part of what I like about Substack is that, you get these people that are like, oh, wow, I never thought about that. And I think my favorite comment I've ever gotten on Substack was, I did not think seahorses could be creepy. that was my favorite comment that I've ever gotten on Substack.
Yeah.
That is fun. That is fun. Yeah, I like how we just go back and edit.
That's why I do serial fiction on Substack. It's effectively a beta reading en masse.
Yeah.
So I am looking at the feedback. I am reading the feedback, and there's one person who keeps sending me a feedback in DMs. I'm not sure why, but I do read all the feedback, and I do discuss it with Kris and everything, and she will then incorporate that as part of her notes going forward.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of editing for a lot of people. So if anybody has any thoughts on editing or questions on editing, I know everybody and their brother hates it except for me. We get a lot of Discord messages. Oh, I'm editing. And I'm like, dude, it's not that bad.
I think it's fun.
But, I mean, I really enjoy it.
I love the challenge of condensing a sentence to where it's still where it brings an impact that just wows you, and like it was, you made it so much better.
Yes.
Yeah. You're getting some people in the chat hitting you up, Kris. So
I have a
for editing with other books, Kris from BA Records.
Frederick says she's doing a great job. Yeah, that's great.
Yep, she is doing an awesome job with Grave Secrets and SIE.
That's fun. Any other questions, you guys? Well, I'm
learning. I'm a very fast learner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's learning very fast to trust the reader.
Yeah, I have a friend.
That's something we don't do.
I have a friend who has a writing coach, same writing coach I do, but I haven't used her in a long time because I'm still like playing around. But she's launching her book. It actually just launched on Amazon. Kim Poovey. Wow. You guys want to look her up? Yeah. Oh yeah. She's having a great time with it. And anyway, I forgot what I was going to say about that. Just totally lost it. But yeah, it's fun to see your work out there. Have you guys published anything out there?
Kris has.
Yeah, I have 3 novels that are traditionally published,
Nice.
After Dark, The Silence, and The Silence Next Evolution. They're on my Substack and on Amazon. And if anybody's read it, I haven't gotten a review in like a year. Help me.
Okay, go over there and look at her. So you're saying TradPub, really?
Yeah, I have a
awesome.
publisher, Neff House Publishing. They're wonderful.
Wow.
They're looking for romance. If anybody's in the romance genre, I would definitely recommend them. They're amazing. And if you have any questions about, getting published and stuff like that, I'd be happy to, talk to you about that.
That is wonderful. So you guys heard it here. You can go contact Kris. She'll hook you up, at least as far as the information. Yeah. Did you have to get an agent and everything, or what? How'd that work?
I did not get an agent. I tried for a long time to get an agent for After Dark, but finally I just hit up Query Tracker and I was like, screw it, I'm going to do it myself. And I hit up a bunch of different publishers. Query Tracker I would really recommend to a lot of people. Like, if you don't know about it, it is amazing. And I'll definitely get with you, Latharis, about what kind of romance that they're looking for. But I mean, romance is like a seriously like publishable genre right now. So if you write romance, like, hit them up for sure. I'll give you the URL.
That's awesome. And B.A. Ricker has been wonderful in the chat here. I just want to shout out to her. And she said she'll review it soon. So there you go. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a couple of indie publishing with Grave Secrets.
Yeah.
Nice. That's the way to go.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. I love it. Both are the way to go. Obviously, it's whatever works, whatever gets it out there, whatever your personality
works for you.
Yeah. Whatever feels right and whatever is happening is the thing. So, well, I'm going to invite some more questions to come in while I do a couple of announcements. Our next live will be in 10 days. It's Wednesday, August 26th, with a return encore of both Jonathan Scar and Kim Poovey, who I was just mentioning. These are two of the funniest psych geek authors I know. And we're going to talk about a fascinating, possibly unhinged conversation about the psychology and neuroscience of why we love horror. So a little bit, a little bit more in depth of what we were talking about. You guys don't want to miss this one, because these two, I mean, they're spitfires. They're hilarious, and they're so funny. And also, the three of us have decided we're going to offer up a drawing for all three of our books. So I have on Amazon, I have a nonfiction out called Brainwashed from Birth. And then Jonathan Scar has his out, and Kim as well. So we'll do more about that on the promo. So that'll be great. So any other questions? I'm going to take a look here. I think we're good. I think we nailed it. And you guys have been wonderful. You guys, anybody who's watching this, if you enjoyed this, please subscribe to the Galactic Writer if you haven't already, for more episodes. And I would love it if you would restack and spread the word. That seems to be the algorithm that's working these days, and I love that idea. So Christy and Seth, oh my gosh, thank you so much for being here. You guys are amazing. I know it's fun to see you in person, or not in person, you know what I mean? Like, see your faces, because we're always chatting. And, I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate everyone coming here on a Sunday afternoon. I do. You guys are, and I know it's late in some other countries. So we thank you so much. We have people here from Vietnam and Germany, people we know. It's just a delight to have everybody we love out here, and then our new friends that are in the chat. So you guys can find Christy at, go ahead, and you want to promo what's your Substack?
Yeah, my Substack is Library of Kris, and I've got about 10,000 different projects. And if you're interested, I would definitely love to see you there.
Great. Seth?
I am at Seth R. Mitchell Writes Mistamon Saga, and I write this gigantic fantasy steampunk universe, high fantasy. And if you're interested in relatable characters and a vast world, come hang out. I would love to see you there. Yeah,
safe place for sure. A very kind and warm welcome into both of your Substacks. So, and B.A. Ricker's reminding me that she wants to do a live with Kris, you and I, and her about. I guess we're going to talk about women writers and
Yeah.
How we don't get paid as much as men, but we're not going to go into that. I'm not even, she said that's a thing, but I need to do some more research first. Anyway, hey guys, everybody who's here, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you and see you next time. Bye, Kris. Bye, Seth.
Bye.
My pleasure. Bye, everybody.